Good morning children. Welcome to biology class. Today we are going to start chapter photosynthesis in higher plants. Children, you have already know about photosynthesis because you have already read it in your previous classes. So what is photosynthesis? Yes, so the simple definition of photosynthesis is the manufacturing of food in the presence of light and liberating oxygen. So we can define photosynthesis as the synthesis of carbohydrates by the green organs of a plant in the presence of sunlight from carbon dioxide and water. Now this carbon dioxide is taken from the air and water from the soil. Now in photosynthesis, oxygen is liberated as a byproduct. Now photosynthesis, it takes place in the chloroplast of the cell. It can also be defined as the capture of photons of light and conversion of the energy into chemical energy, which is locked in high energy bonds of organic compounds by the chloroplast of the plants. Robinovich, he defined photosynthesis as a sensitized photochemical oxidation and reduction mechanism between water and carbon dioxide taking place at biological temperature. So for overall reaction of photosynthesis, we can write that carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water from the soil, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, it makes carbohydrate in the form of glucose and liberated oxygen and water. Now photosynthesis is not simple as we say, because researchers in the field of photosynthesis, they have led to the conclusion that carbon in the carbohydrates synthesized in the green cells of plants comes from carbon dioxide and hydrogen from water. Now you know children that photosynthesis takes place in green plants. So these green plants, they are known as autotrophs. Now green plants, with the help of chlorophyll, they bearing cells, they synthesize carbohydrates from carbon dioxide and water. Now carbohydrates, they produce energy, and this energy is used for the entire living world. Now all the carbon that enters into the organic compounds comes from the assimilation of carbon dioxide gas of the atmosphere. Now the atmosphere, it contains about 0.03% carbon dioxide per volume, but this small percent represents about 2,200 billion tons of it. Now what is the importance of photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the only process on earth through which sun energy is trapped by chlorophyll, and they produce food which is used for all living beings. Now the energy which is locked up in the chemical compound, it is released by oxidation through respiration for carrying out the different vital functions of life. We can say that life on the earth is bottled sun's energy. So through the photosynthesis, food is manufactured from the raw materials, and that provides directly or indirectly food to all living organisms. So the photosynthetic organisms, they are called primary producers, and those who consume it, they are known as consumers. Now people also use these plants as fodder, fibers, firewood, timber, and for many other purposes. Now the fossil fuels which are produced by photosynthetic organisms by millions of years ago, they are also used by human beings. Now photosynthesis, it is the only process through which oxygen is liberated into the atmosphere, and it is used by living organisms for their respiration process. Now photosynthesis, it also decreases the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Now raising of photosynthetic capacity, it will increase the productivity of agricultural crops for feeding and the rising human and cattle population. Now, the historical background of photosynthesis is very interesting, because many scientists, they have different views regarding photosynthesis process, like Aristotle, Theophrastus, Van Helmont, then Stephen Hayes, Joseph Priestley. So they all have given different conclusions about the photosynthesis process. Joseph Priestley, he performed an experiment in which a burning candle is kept in a closed glass container, and he found that the air inside the jar had changed and would not allow the candle to burn anymore or a mouse to live in it. Then he placed a twig of mint in an inverted glass jar, and after a few days he found that the air would neither extinguish a burning candle nor was it all inconvenient for the mouse which was put into it. So he concluded that plant purified the air which had been impaired by burning of the candle. The other scientists, they have also discovered different functions of the photosynthesis, like the role of light and the green plants, then the role of carbon dioxide concentration, and the role of solar energy in the process of photosynthesis. So Calvin, he traced the path of carbon in the dark phase of photosynthesis and C3 cycle. Then Hatch-Slack discovered the C4 cycle for carbon dioxide fixation. Haber, Michael and Rissenhofer crystallized photosynthetic reaction center of bacterium Rhodobacter. They analyzed its structure by X-ray diffraction technique, and he got the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for 1988 and was awarded to them for this work. So this is all for today, children. Chloroplast, the site of photosynthesis, we will study in our next class. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.